Fire in the hole, let's cook some rib tips. Stay tuned. Got a couple of big chunks of applewood down there. We're going to smoke some rib tips and give away some barbecue sauce, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. What I got going on for you today is these things are what they call rib tips. I don't think they're really rib tips, even though they are pork ribs. They're kind of like pieces of pork ribs that have been cut in a strange manner. Anyway, you got to take the membrane off the back bone side of the rib tips to get these going. Then of course we got some Tsang stir fry oil. We always love the taste of Tsang stir fry oil on everything. So I use it as a binder. Gonna bind up my rib tips with it. Get that on there. And then I got some of my Root Boy rub number 2, which is my barbecue rub, and I'm gonna get on there. Coat these rib tips up good with Tsang stir fry oil and Root Boy rub. You can use any barbecue rub you like. But I happen to have a very special barbecue sauce to show you today. It comes to me from Jeff from Armadillo Pepper. Sent me a couple of jars of his Armadillo barbecue sauce. I'll show you that in a minute. And he sent me 2 jars. He sent me one to keep and one to give away. So we're I'm gonna get these rib tips rubbed up and get them in the pit barrel, get them smoking. I got some applewood in this pit barrel for smoke. I'm gonna smoke them with some applewood and get them rubbed up. That Root Boy rub gives them a beautiful color, I think. It gives a good flavor too. That's just my opinion. You know, you know how that goes. Anyway, yeah. Oh, it's a piece of fat right there. We got to get that off of there. Let's get that off there and get some more rub on there. Okay. Yeah, let me get those in the pit barrel. I'll show you what that looks like. And then I'll show you what, some Armadillo Pepper barbecue sauce that we're going to put on them. We're going to give them the treatment. So stay tuned. Got my rib tips in the pit barrel. I got some applewood starting to generate some smoke. It's going to take about 2.5 hours before we can deal with these things. Meanwhile, I wanted to show you this. This is Armadillo Pepper Hickory Whiskey Barbecue Sauce. This stuff rocks. Let me tell you what, Jeff. I took a taste of it. I put some on some chicken wings. It's delicious. Armadillo Pepper's Whiskey Barbecue Sauce brings you a sweet and mildly spicy blend of flavors, delicious on chicken, pork, shrimp, and burgers. Great as a marinade for basting. Keep calm and sauce on. That's a good way to think. I'll tell you, I looked at the ingredients. It's got whiskey, molasses, it's got habanero and chipotle and cayenne and chipotle peppers in it. It's got a little bit of a kick, and I'm giving away a jar of it today. So leave me a comment on this video and tell me how much you'd like to try some Armadillo Pepper barbecue sauce, and I'll pick one lucky subscriber to receive a bottle of the sauce. Jeff sent me 2, one to keep and one to give away. So yeah, that's going to take about 2.5 hours of smoking to get those things done, and then we got to give them the treatment. We got to give them the I guess you call it the burnt ends treatment that we're going to give it to them. Anyway, stay tuned and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, it's time to give these the treatment. What I mean by that is we're going to take these rib tips. They've been smoking for about 2.5 hours. We're going to cut them between the bones like that and get them into this aluminum pan, you see. Kind of like you do when you're doing burnt ends or, you know, well, burnt ends. Anyway, there we go. Got them in the pan. We're going to take some butter, pats of butter, and throw on there like that. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Some butter. Some butter all over them. That's going to give them a shine like you wouldn't believe. Also, we've got some honey. Like Malcolm Reed says, honey for the money. So we're going to dribble some honey on there, on top of those rib tips. Honey for the money. There you go, a little bit of honey. A little bit of brown sugar on top of that. As if that wasn't sweet enough, we're going to sprinkle some brown sugar on there, on those rib tips. Get them covered up. Starting to really look like something now, isn't it? Oh boy, it don't take a lot. And also, we've got some of that armadillo pepper barbecue sauce. And we're going to squirt some of that on there. We're going to reserve some of that for dipping later on. But we're going to get them wet up with that armadillo pepper sauce. That sauce is really good. It's sweet with a background heat from those peppers. That's just amazing. So there we go. We're going to cover that with foil, put it back in the pit barrel for about another hour, and then we'll be ready to plate them up and take a taste. So stay tuned. This is the best part of the show. This is the beer, the drinking of the beer. You ready, Rob? We got some Cigar City Red India Pale Ale. I got this because my buddy Dan likes a red ale, and he drinks that crappy Killian's Red. So this is an alternative to that, Dan. You can get this almost anywhere. Cigar City Red Ale, a red IPA. Let's pour that out. I'm expecting a beautiful red color, and it's very brownish red, you have to say. But that's okay. You don't really want it to be red from like food coloring. The reason it's red is there's a reason, you know. And that's a nice looking beer. You know, Cigar City, this is brimming with Citra hops. Our red IPA tempers its bitterness with rich malt. It's the malt that gives it that beautiful red color. Let's take a sniff of that, Rob. What do you think? How's the dog doing? You think the dog could eat some of them rib tips? I bet he can eat that whole plate. Yeah, let's take a sniff of that. That's beautiful. It's got a beautiful malty flavor, just what you would expect. And Cigar City is an excellent brewing company, I'll tell you what. Right there in Tampa, Florida. And let's quaff the froth off of that, Rob. Very excellent. That is a great beer. A red ale. Let's get these rib tips front and center. I gotta pick out which one I'm gonna eat. I think it's gonna be this one. Look at that thing. I'm gonna dribble some of that. It's sweet enough already, but I'm just gonna drop a little bit of that armadillo pepper sauce on there. It doesn't need it at all. But look at that. I'm gonna put that in my mouth. Oh. That's delicious. Falling off the bone. A little hot. Clean bone. Hey Rob, I bet the dog could tear up about a dozen of those, don't you think? Oh man. That's delicious. Look at the pullback on that one. I gotta take another bite. That is outstanding. Let me tell you what. If you get yourself some rib tips, you owe it to yourself to try this recipe. This one's nothing but, oh no, it's got a bone. Got a little bit of bone on that one. Oh. That's delicious. Babies, you know what I always say. If you like this crap, please subscribe. Please subscribe, ring the bell, all that happy crappy. Go up in the iCard, check out Rob the Barbecue Pit Dog, he's my drinking buddy. Check out Armadillo Pepper, there'll be 2 cards on this one. I gotta eat that last little piece. And Jeff, that sauce is bone-sucking sauce, man. Delicious. And yeah, go check out Rob the Barbecue Pit Dog. Check out Jeff at Armadillo Pepper. Buy some of his sauce. This sauce rocks. Let me tell you what, it's got the sweet heat that you're looking for. And stay tuned. No, don't stay tuned. Leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Be a subscriber. I'll give somebody a bottle of this awesome Armadillo Pepper Whiskey barbecue sauce. The rib tips are amazing. The beer is awesome. A red ale, Dan. No food coloring in that. Anyway, come back next week. We may not cook anything good. I had to wipe my mustache. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. And this Cigar City Ale is rocking. My rib tips are rocking. Armadillo pepper sauce is rocking. Everybody's rocking the house down. Okay, baby, see you later. Bye.